Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to week 4 of a complete guide to getting started in voiceovers. I'm Rachael Naylor, as you guys all know. How is everybody doing? I can see you guys are starting to log in now. Do you want to just tell me that you can hear me? Somebody respond, say hello, hello. I know some of you might be watching this on record, so don't worry if you're watching this on record. There we go. I see people coming in. Fantastic. I hope you are all well. Here we go. There we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So, there we go. See people logging in now. This is good. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Siggy. How are you in beautiful Iceland? Sorry, I'm late here now, Lynn. No worries at all. No worries at all. I hope you are. How are you? How are you guys? How are you doing? Did you have a nice weekend?
I did.
How are you doing, Lisa?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yes.
Good.
Excellent.
Yeah, exciting. Try to stay cool. It's a bit warm now, isn't it?
It's been very hot here in the UK.
Uh-huh.
Siggy is enjoying some fantastic weather. Thankfully, not nearly as hot as it is over in the UK. I know it's been crazy. Last Thursday, it was nuts. 38 degrees, which was just crazy. Everybody was freaking out, and yeah.
There was no retreat from it. You couldn't hide.
Oh my gosh, I'm so pleased I didn't have a voiceover job to do that day in my hot studio. I think I would have cried. But, yes. So, but yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying the course. It's the last week. How did that happen? How did we get to the last week? I know it goes fast, doesn't it? You've all had lots of things to do, and you've had lots of emails, lots of webinars to watch, and videos, and here we go. I know, yes, it's mad how quickly that went. I know. So, so you've got me for the next hour. Use it, ask questions as we go, because this is the last webinar. And then you've got this week, and then Friday's the last day. But don't worry, on Friday we will send you details of how to join the VoiceOver network, so that you can continue your journey and continue learning and continue and come and be part of the amazing community we have at the VoiceOver network. Which you will love, and you'll continue to learn loads, and yeah, you just get to make lots of friends, and yeah, continue. So that's exciting. And then also we'll talk a bit today about our big event, which is happening on the 28th and 29th of September, which is Above and Beyond, which you all should definitely come to. So so I'll talk about that a bit later. Lynn says, really enjoyed the course, though slightly daunted by the technology. Please don't worry about the technology, Lynn. You really don't need to be technically, advanced. It's once you get your studio set up, it's super easy. But there is plenty of work to get without without home studio. So if that is something you're really worried about, don't worry. There is work out there where you go into studios, and I do that a lot. So. But please don't worry about the technology side of things. Just take it slowly, and there are people here. We're here to support you, to help you, and yeah. So honestly, it's good. Yes, right. So before we start, has anyone got any questions? Before we crack in.
Yeah, I was going to say. So last week's webinar with Roger.
Yes.
Was a jam-packed hour full of technology and everything that you could have and use, and a start kit and progressing and all these things. So I hear you, Lynn. I'm sure you got some of that from watching that back. Roger does this amazing, he does this amazing presentation with so many different things to choose from. So I think that's a big deal.
Yeah. But you can watch it again. So just watch the webinar again and again. You can watch it as many times as you like. And just know that I told you the story, haven't I, that I bought my kit and I couldn't work it, and then I put it on a shelf and left
back
it
in the box
for 2 years collecting dust before I set it up. So please don't worry. And now I have my studio set up and I don't touch anything. Very rarely. So where can we find them again? The webinars. You should have emails. You should all have received your emails the day after each of the webinars. So every Tuesday email will have a link to the a recording of the webinar on the Monday night. So yes, you've got all those, so you can watch them back as many times as you like, which is great. So just to kind of run through what we've done on this workshop, because we've covered a lot. Week one was the overview of the voiceover industry, where I talked about voice reels, I talked about agents, and I talked about the different areas of the voiceover industry. So yeah, and I got you guys to kind of think about which areas of the industry you are interested in working in, and yeah, and to, you know, give you some places to go and do some research and see, you know, where you think you'll fit in the industry. That can change as well, so please don't worry if you find yourself going down the audiobook route and then suddenly you think, no, this isn't for me. Don't worry, because you can just go, okay, well, the skills that you learn in audiobooks as well, when you go into that area, they can be transferred to e-learning, and actually they can be transferred to like documentaries as well. It's the same with going down, you know, let's say you go down the animation route and actually you decide it's not for you. You can, you know, those skills are video games, and, you know, it is all transferable. The key is to continue to learn. So important. I cannot stress that enough. Every successful voiceover artist I know continues to train and continues to come to Voiceover Network events, network, learn and share, and those are the ones that are successful. It's when people get a little bit of success and then they kind of go, yeah, man, I'm done, I'm sorted, I know it all, I don't need to go to any events, I don't need to train anymore, and then it drops off, and then they go, what do I do, where's all the work gone? And I've seen that happen time and time again. So stay in the, you know, community, stay active, keep current, yeah, keep your ear to the ground, and yeah, and events. I honestly, the in-person events are so key. They really are, because when you meet people face to face, changes the relationship you have. So yes, having online stuff like this is fantastic, because, you know, Siggy, you can be in Iceland and stuff, but I really recommend getting a plane and coming to London for Above and Beyond, because that's where you cement relationships. That's where, you know, when you meet agents and producers and casting directors, you take the relationship to the next level. And, you know, things like getting to work with Jennifer Trujillo as a Disney casting director is just like unbelievable, and an incredible opportunity. So yes, so week one was an overview of the industry. Week two, I talked about your voice and performance, which obviously is very important. We did some fun vocal warm-ups and made some silly faces, and then I talked about direction and how to interpret direction, acting, how important acting is, and looking after your voice. So no more going to the pub and screaming at the telly, I'm afraid. And it can be tricky, you know, when you're in a bar and it's loud and you know, you're shouting and stuff. You just have to be aware of things like that, be aware of smoky environments, and just really start to listen to your voice. By doing the vocal warm-ups, you will get to know your voice more, because yeah, you're going to be listening to yourself a lot from now on when you've got your headphones on and stuff. So it's important to understand your voice. It's your instrument. You need to protect it, you need to look after it, you need to continue to improve it and continue learning. So all things coming in. Super excited for Wednesday's webinar. Oh, Wednesday's webinar is going to blow your socks off. D. Bradley Baker, who, I mean, looking at his IMDb, I was just saying to Lisa before coming on this, I was just looking through his IMDb and it is nuts. He has been in hundreds and hundreds of TV shows, animations and movies, as well as video games. And when you mention his name to any of the casting directors, yeah, everybody knows him. He is a superstar and a lovely, lovely guy as well. So he's gonna entertain us a lot on Wednesday. And he voices like monsters and bugs and animals, and he's basically the go-to for creature sounds in Hollywood, which is what an amazing thing to like create that, which will be really interesting to talk to him about.
Yeah, I bet he probably didn't start out thinking that's what I'm going to, you know, be known for.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, just the commitment as well. I always think when people are making monster sounds and bug sounds and stuff, like you have to really commit, and not worry about making a fool of yourself and stuff. So yeah, so that's going to be great to have him on the voiceover hour webinar, which is this Wednesday. So yeah, if you haven't, Lisa will pop the link in for everybody. I think you've been sent it, so if you haven't registered, feel free also to share it with anybody else that you think would be interested in coming along. You can share it on social media. Oh, we're going to get on social media in a minute. Yeah, I listened to the interview on the Voice Acting Mastery podcast. He is so fantastic. Yes, he is fantastic. So so that's very, very exciting. And then, of course, week 3, which was last week, you had the wonderful Roger Woods, and you talked about equipment, recording, editing, and, of course, the environment and the booth that you use. So, and you can find, you know, some great booths, secondhand or third hand or fourth hand on places like eBay. So do keep an eye out, because we're always seeing stuff coming up for things on eBay. So right. So how do you get yourself noticed as a voiceover artist? Okay, so there are a couple of things you need to make sure you do. You need to have a website. Okay, this is super, super important. If any of you haven't got websites yet, you need to get a website, and you need to have your URL. So it needs to be www.yourname or your name voiceovers or whatever it is .com, not with the Wix and the kind of the free ones. You need to pay for your URL. It's really important, because from now on you need to be seen as a professional. In order to be taken seriously, you have to you have to have a great business. It's your voiceover business. This is your voiceover business. So you need to have a website. It's your shop window. It can be simple. As I said before, it doesn't have to be bells and whistles to start with, but you do have to have something that you can send people to that has a little bit about you and your voice reels. Now, I know some of you have got voice reels, some of you haven't. So that's another thing that you need to invest in. Voice reels, really, really important to have voice reels. You can start with a commercial. So the first one is commercial, the next one would be narration. And then from there, it depends which areas of the industry you want to work in, whether it's animation, video game, character stuff, documentaries, audiobooks, and that kind of thing. So, so yeah, your voice reels on your website, really, really important. The website is key. And then you want to have your social media presence up to date, and that's important as well. And we are so lucky to have social media. It's, yes, there are pros and cons to social media, and I do get that. I've seen, I've seen both sides, so I do know probably more than most of both sides. But it is amazing. We are so lucky to have social media. What we can do with social media, okay, we get our brand out there, so we have a presence online, which is fantastic. But also, it's a wonderful place to network. Networking is key. It's a great place to connect with producers, casting directors, but not just producers and casting directors, other voiceover artists, because actually you get a lot of work from other voiceover artists. And you're like, wait a minute, but they don't employ me. No, but voiceover artists are in the studio or working with clients when the client says, I really need an American voiceover artist who's like 25. Do you know anybody? And you're like, yes, I know someone in the voiceover network who fits that. And that's what's great about the voiceover network. Everybody, refers each other and shares, contacts and stuff, which is great. Because it's so global as well, the wonderful thing is, connecting with somebody in Colombia. Well, we're not competing for the same jobs, so it's absolutely fine to help them with contacts and share stuff, and they share it back. So that's exciting. So yes, so you want your website, you need a social media online presence. Now, in terms of social media, it depends kind of what areas of the industry that you are going into, but I do always recommend, Facebook, you've got to have Facebook presence. I recommend Twitter, especially for video games and audiobooks. LinkedIn, you've got to be on LinkedIn because that's where you can find people, and I'll come back onto that in a minute. And then Instagram is king at the moment. Instagram is where like lots of people are, and it's a really great place. The thing that's great about Instagram, if you haven't done it before, is you can direct message people. You know how on Twitter they have to be following you, and on Facebook you have to be connected to message someone, and say LinkedIn, depending on what level of thing you've got. But Instagram you don't. So Instagram you can actually direct message celebrities, which is quite funny if you give it a go, see if you get a reaction. I have, and it's quite funny to get a reaction, to get a response. But the great thing about that is that you can find production companies, producers, casting directors that you find, and you can find them on Instagram and then direct message them. On that, just be very careful not to direct message. I saw a casting director the other day, and they said they'd had, from one person in one day, they'd had two emails. The person had direct messaged them on Twitter, direct messaged them on LinkedIn, and something else. They'd had like 5 contacts within a day from one person, and they were a bit like, whoa there. Like in one day, it's too much. So, you want to continue to contact people, but you need
a bit of etiquette. Yeah.
She was creeped out by that. She was like, ugh. I don't blame her.
Thanks.
So you want to create your brand. Now, talking about branding, I know the word branding gets thrown around a lot, and people are like branding, and you hear, Google branding and Disney branding and all that kind of stuff. But all it is it's just, branding is just how the world sees you. So you want to think about you and what you're passionate about and what's important to you, and make that part of your brand. So what you want to do is you want to be super proud of your website because it shares a bit of you. You want to be super proud of your business cards. When you give them out, you want to feel like, look, this is a bit of me. Now, how you do that, you want to be unique. So when I talk about branding to people, I often say, think about all, maybe sit down and write down all the things that you love. Look at brands that you like as well. So that's good to look at. But think about all the things that are important to you in your life. And they're different. Like, we are all totally unique. And when I mean that, it's things outside of voiceovers. So, and it may be something in voiceovers, but it's like, okay, what's the thing when I say, what are you most passionate about? Okay, maybe 5 things, right? 5 things. Maybe you're going, oh gosh, I don't know. Okay, voiceovers, because we're talking about voiceovers. But okay, 5 things outside of voiceovers that you love. Maybe you love swimming. Maybe you love cooking. Maybe you like surfing. Maybe it's cats. Maybe cats are your thing, and you absolutely adore cats. Maybe you're really interested in space and stars. Maybe that's something that really, or you love walking or running or sports or sailing or flowers. There's a particular flower that you love. Maybe orchids is your flower. These are all really important things for you to write down. Other things to think about are colors that you love. So it's not about colors that, it's just about sharing a little bit of you. And that's why social media is so wonderful, because you get to share stories, you get to talk about your life, and everybody wants to work with people they know, like, and trust. Okay, so that's just a fact. We all want to work with people we know, like, and trust. And if using social media, clients or contacts can feel like they get to know you better, they're more likely to use you over somebody who is not on social media. So, and it's really great to be able to kind of use social media to connect with people. I'll tell you a story about, there was a casting director I saw who tweeted about he went scuba diving in Bali or something. And that was great, because the next time I connected with him, I was like, hey, how's the scuba diving going? I love scuba diving. Have you been scuba diving in Thailand? He's like, yeah. And then we got a conversation going that wasn't about voiceovers. It was about 2 human beings connecting and building a relationship. So, on that, marketing, which is a big subject, which can be very scary, and people go, oh, and I remember being like, what does it actually mean? What does that word mean, marketing? Because it's so like, marketing. Marketing Here's a simple, break it down, super, super simple way of describing what marketing is. Marketing is building relationships. Done, easy. So often things like this we can get bombarded with like other terms and stuff, but just simplify stuff. Marketing is about building relationships, and you do that when you do social media. You do that when you email people, when you call them up. You're building relationships with people. So yes, right. So yeah,
because marketing used to mean like blanket emails.
Yeah.
You do these massive group emails and all of this, and it's you don't want to do that anymore.
No, it's not about mass marketing. It's about, so my big thing is it's all about direct marketing. It's about being specific, and you contact less people, but you're more tailored to that person. You're more likely to get work. You see people kind of just doing like spaghetti at the wall, like let's throw some stuff and see if it sticks. That doesn't work. So what works with marketing is when you put the time in. So you need to put the time in to research the people that you're contacting. That's really, really important. The worst thing ever is when I get an email, dear sir or madam. It's gone. It's deleted. I don't even bother opening it up. Nobody does anymore. You need to know who you're contacting. So you want to research them, where they work, what's important to them, find them on social media, and then find out, go on their websites and watch their show reels, because directors and casting directors and producers, they're trying to get work too from the next ones up the chain. So yes, you want to connect with people, reach out to them, and just be nice as well. It's kind of weird, but what we're doing as voiceover artists, we're providing a service, and actually it's a very, very much in demand service. There are people out there right now who really need your voice. And so your job as a voiceover artist isn't to go and sell yourself, to sell your voice. It's actually to solve people's problems. You are a problem solver. There we go. How good does that feel? That feels so much better than being like, oh gosh, I've got to sell my voice. I've got to go and tell people why they need to hire me. No. You want to help them. Like you want, when you reach out to contacts, you'd be like, do you need voiceover artists? Can I help? Do you is this something that you need? Do you ever need, a British female voiceover artist from London? I would love to help you. That's how you need to approach it, as opposed to, oh, please, can you employ me? It's miles apart.
Or me. It's not. Yeah.
And it's not about you, it's about them. So when you're doing your marketing, when you're doing your social media, when you're networking, it's not about what you've done and how well you're doing and what you can get out of the scenario. It's about how you can help other people. It's about them. Like, what are the issues that they're having and how can you solve their problems? So, so in terms of marketing, and in terms of getting voiceover work, there are different ways and different places to get voiceover work. So I'm going to go through them. So one of them is pay-to-play sites, so P2P sites, that you'll hear people talk about pay-to-play sites. Pay-to-play sites are where you pay a company to have a profile on their site, and then they send you auditions, or you audition for different jobs, and then you bid for the jobs. It's not gone down well in the industry. There was a period when pay-to-play sites were doing really well, and it was really exciting. And I remember joining a couple. I'm not a member of any of them anymore. I discontinued my subscription to all of the pay-to-play sites because I've heard that they have misbehaved, and a lot of them have got very greedy. And what they do now is they take a massive cut. So the problem being is that a client will come to them, for example, and say, I've got $5,000 to spend on a TV commercial. And they will advertise the job and say to voiceover artists, how much do you want to charge? So if a voiceover artist says, I'll charge £500, and they win because the client goes, yeah, brilliant, I want that voice, the pay-to-play site will take that rest of that money. It is horrible and disgusting and stinks. So that's a big reason why pay-to-play sites at the moment are getting such a bad rep in the industry. So it can seem like a really easy, quick fix. You just pay them some money, build a website, you do loads of auditions, you will do loads of auditions, and then you won't end up getting very good money for the work that you do, generally. So it is your business. I can't tell you how to run your business, but you can clearly see, not a huge fan of pay-to-play sites, but it's good for you guys to know about them, because you'll hear people talk about voices.com, Voice123, Badalgo, Voice Realm. Oh, don't touch them. Stay away from. I think the only one that I would say to have a look at would be Badalgo. Out of all of them, I would definitely stay clear of voices.com. Voice Realm, you just need to look at their social media. It's just disturbing. And I'm not a fan of Voice123 either. So Badalgo is the only one that I would recommend. Yeah. There are other websites that they're like casting sites. So these are the good ones that you want to be with. So there are some that you don't even pay. You don't pay to be on. They vet people and they only have voices on their sites that they think are good enough. And then what happens is they're like a production company. The client will come to them, say, I would like to do a job. They will just take a cut of that and they will give you the money. So so Voquent is one that's very good. Voquent, Voquent.
Yep.
And they're very good friends of mine who set that up. And so they're one of the good guys. Other ones are Voice Archive. Voice Archive is another good one. Voicebooking.com, which is based in where are they based? Netherlands? They're based in Netherlands. I get a lot of work through voicebooking.com, a lot. They are very strict on kind of who they let in, but if you get in, it's brilliant. I just get scripts all the time from them, and it's just easy. Yeah, you just record it all through their sites. I'm sure that there are other ones. There are loads of other ones, but just those ones for Quent, Voice Archive, Voicebooking.com. They don't charge. They are a proper kind of. They're like an agency, I guess, a bit like an agency. Just trying to think if there are any more.
And they pay a particular percentage, and that's standard, right?
So so you get your rate that you want, and which is good, right? So go to these sites as opposed to pay-to-play sites, and I'm sure there are loads of other ones. I bet there are more, but those are three to kind of get you guys started. As I mentioned before, websites. So you've got to have your website. Really, really important that you have your website. Make sure you have your social media channels on your website and a contact you and your voice reels and any work that you've done. So if you've got stuff on YouTube, it's really important when you do voiceover work to always ask for a copy. If you can do it at the time, brilliant. But always try and get a copy of the work that you've done. Because it's kind of weird, like so often we do video, we do voiceovers for videos and stuff and you never see it. But it's really nice as well, I think, job satisfaction wise, to see the finished product. So so try and do that. So yes, you will get contacted via your website because that will be out there on Google and people will search for voiceover artists. So you need to think to make sure that you've got, when you hear people talk about SEO, it's when in your website you've written down, I am a voiceover artist based in West London. I grew up in West London, and then you talk about your unique thing. So when you're about page, or you've got to have something on your website saying who you are, where you're from, and why you love what you do, basically. Because you'll be like, oh well, I'm a British voiceover artist. Yeah, but people from other parts of the world are finding your website, and if you don't say I'm a British voiceover artist based in West London, they don't know where you are, and they might think that you're in LA. And so it's really important to tell people where you are. Your background as well. If you can speak lots of languages, brilliant. If you traveled around, maybe you were military baby and you traveled around and you can do like loads of different accents, like great. I've had people who are Indian and they haven't put it on their website, and you're like, but that's brilliant, because yes, you don't sound like you're Indian, but you've got that background, so you've got more of an understanding of the culture, and can do a great Indian accent because your parents are Indian, stuff like that. So really, really important.
That would be your unique selling point.
Yes, your USP, your unique selling point. You are all completely unique. Don't worry, there is nobody else out there like you. And everything you've done in your life, maybe you're a lawyer or a doctor, or I don't know, even if you're a barista, that's a skill. We've all got skills. Customer service, like door-to-door selling, whatever it is that you've got that's unique to you, know that and just own that.
If you're a writer,
skills like writing and stuff, like, because that's great, because if you're a writer, you could go into writing for video games. I just thought, Anthony Houston, he's a copywriter, he should write video games. Anyway, that just came to me. Yeah,
it happens. Weird times.
My brain is kind of going. Okay, so websites, other places to get voiceover work, agents. Okay, so and I know I talked about it in week 1, getting a voiceover agent. It is not the be all and end all. Please don't worry too much, but it is good if you can get an agent. Now at the moment, agents, it is very hard to get an agent. But there are new agencies that are popping up. So they're the places to go to right now to get representation. Because if you're new to the industry and you try and go to Hobson's or Yakety Yak or Calypso or Excellent Talent, they aren't going to look unless you've got a really different sound. Now, Siggy, obviously, you know, in the UK, you would be looked upon, you're a foreign voice. So yes, you have probably got a good standing. But then some of the agencies will be like, you have to be based in the UK. And then it's the same in America. Go and contact the American agents because you'll be a unique voice to them. So that's exciting. Agents that I would recommend that are new agents that I think would be good ones for you guys to contact would be Monster Voices. Chatterbox. Chatterbox do a lot of foreign voice work. There's a Fox one as well. What's it called? Fox. Let me just look it up. A few members of the VoiceOver Network have signed up with Voice Fox. Voice Fox. They're very new. So it is worth contacting them and just reaching out and just saying.
I know Lynn's in the UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you do want to go into the agency, but again, it's not essential, but it is, it does help to have an agent, and it should be on your radar, but just don't put all your eggs in that basket because you can get work on your own without an agent. But those are some places to start. Now, in terms of getting work on your own without an agent, how do you do it? Where do you go? Where is the golden Google? That's it. You are a business owner now. You're a voiceover business owner. You need to go and build your contacts list. So you need to have a list of contacts that you are building on a daily basis. And so every day, it should be one of the first things you do in your business is and if you've got a daytime job, okay, maybe later in the day, but if you can get up early and do it, is building your contacts list. And it's just about putting in the elbow grease. Now, the time and effort that you put in now will reap amazing rewards later on down the line. What you're going to be doing now is it's like your garden, your voiceover garden. You need to go, you're now learning how to kind of cultivate the soil and but what you want to do when you go and contact people, you're planting seeds. Okay, and then you want to go back. Every time you go back to those contacts, you're like watering them slightly. Now, not all those seeds are going to come through as flowers, but some of them are, and some of them might come back to you years later. I mean, I've had that when I've contacted people and I've done and it's been 2 or 3 years later that they've come back to me with a job. So that can happen, or it may be that they're looking for someone like you just now. the important thing to think about when you're building your contacts and when you're reaching out to people is that, again, if you don't get work from them straight away, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to work with you. Often it's just because they don't have a voiceover job at that moment that fits for your voice. Okay, so it's really important to think that, and to know that. So basically what you want to do on Google, you want to make sure you've got a spreadsheet so that you can collect all the data and all the contacts. But you get on Google and you search voiceover production companies and see what come up in my area, and things like, so then you can be more specific. Okay, so telephone on hold is a really good place to start with voiceovers. They're really good kind of early voiceover work, cutting your teeth, that kind of stuff, because it's not very technically tricky. So look up, telephone on hold voiceovers, and just look them up, and then you'll find a bunch of websites will come up, and you contact each one, go on their website, look at their About Us, see who they work for, find them on social media, and call them up or email them. I think calling them, I'm a big fan of calling them. A couple of reasons. I know some of you are going, oh, I don't want to call them. What if they say they don't like me? Nobody's going to do that. No. Your voice, that is what you want people to book. So if you call them up and chat to them on the phone, straight away they're listening to your voice and they're going, okay, I mean, have we got something for this voice? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And all you need to do is call them up, say, hi, my name's Lynn. I'm a voiceover artist, just calling to see if I could help you out. If you have any voiceover requirements at the moment, are you casting anything? I'm local, maybe find somewhere local, or I'm based in London, and I just wanted to see, could I send you my voice reel? That's it. And they will generally say, please do send me your voice reel, get their email address, and that's it. And that's how you start. And you just start building your contacts list and collect all the information on a spreadsheet. So you want their name, you want the company they work for, you want their email address, you want their website, you want their postal address. Do you want the postal address? You want their social media handles, and then you want a section where you write down every time you've contacted them what the response has been, so that you can keep up to date. And then every, maybe once a month or once every 3 months, you go back and you just check back in with them. Hey, how you doing? I contacted you last month. I just wanted to check in with you and just see if I could help at all. That's how you do it. That's it. It's that simple, but it's not simple because it takes time and effort, and I get that, but you need to do it. And so often I'll speak to voiceover artists who are like, I've been really quiet. I just don't understand. It's just nothing coming in. And I'm like, when was the last time you reached out to your list? Oh yeah, I've done that for a while. It's like, yeah, just ping them a message. We're all busy. Okay, so we're all really, really busy. Every single person is really busy. And a lot of the time we're just like, okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And if somebody just reminds you, I'm here. Oh yes, Lynn, fantastic. Or Siggy, brilliant. Okay, yes. I need to. That's the person I need. So yeah, just keep in touch with them. You don't want to hassle them. You don't want to kind of bombard them with like 5 emails a day, but you can reach out to them. And I would definitely recommend you need to email them, phone them, find them on social media, find them on Twitter, find them on Instagram, find them on LinkedIn, connect with them. Definitely.
Now, if you're interested in audiobooks,
yes,
ACX,
absolutely. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. So yeah. ACX is a great platform if you are interested in audiobooks, and you can go on there and set up a profile and you start doing work. So there's this whole thing, and they've got videos on there for you to kind of watch how they do it and how to work with people. But yeah, you can do audiobooks for like profit share and stuff. Just be very careful with the profit share. Always try to get something up front. But yeah, and as you're all going to be joining the VoiceOver Network on Friday, those of you that aren't members, I know Margaret, you're a member, but when you join on Friday, you can come into the VoiceOver Network Facebook group and just ask questions. Ask if you get offered a job and you're not sure whether to take it. Come in and ask. You know, you can ask about rates, you can ask about agents, you can ask about home studios. There are always going to be lots of people in that group who are, they're all lovely, by the way, who will be on hand to answer. And I tell you, Roger's one of the ones, especially with technical stuff, like you ask anything, he's there, like it's a shot. So, so that's really, really good.
And we always have a group, loads who are interested in all types of voiceover.
Yes.
So whatever you are interested in, there'll be somebody, and lots of them who are interested as
Definitely.
well.
Definitely. Yeah. And in different places in the world as well. So that's good.
Yeah.
So yes. So building your contacts list and networking. Networking is king. Honestly, it's the best thing. And I really, really genuinely believe if you are thinking about spending money on going on a pay-to-play site, forget it. Spend money coming to a voiceover network event, and that will give you much more return on your investment, because when you meet people face to face, they will want to help you, they will want to support you, and people share contacts, they share support, and you will meet agents, producers, casting directors at our event or other events. There are other events available. The best. Then yes, definitely come, and you come away from face-to-face events not just with knowledge, but you come away inspired and with renewed energy. It's just fantastic. So yes, Above and Beyond, 28th, 29th of September. Lisa's going to put the link in now. That's our next event. It's phenomenal. We've got Laurie Allen, who is in the latest Toy Story 4. She's also Pearl in SpongeBob SquarePants. She has been in so many things, Family Guy, and she's going to be a speaker, and she's going to be doing workshops with people. And then we've got Jennifer Trujillo, who's a Disney casting director, who's coming over from LA, who's amazing, and she's Grammy Award winning and everything. So, and we've also got Paul Burke, who is a casting director for commercials. So he's amazing. We've got Natalie Hill, who's one of the top agents in the UK, and she's an agent and excellent talent. So you can come and learn from her. We have Issa Juncker coming over from Colombia. We've got Antonio Fernarez, who's going to be a speaker coming over from Puerto Rico, and he knows all about home studios and stuff, so he's going to be awesome. David Garcia Gonzalez, who's an agent. There's loads. There's loads. And you get basically, there's talks in the morning, workshops in the afternoon, which are all included. So you get a 2-hour workshop with one of the speakers on the Saturday, and a different 2-hour workshop with a different speaker on the Sunday. And there are panels, and there's, yeah, it's just so much fun. And we have still got some tickets left. So I don't want you guys to miss out. Make sure you book and secure your ticket. And if you want to do a split payment, you can email Lisa and we will get that set up for you. We never want anybody not to be able to come to our events due to finances. We will always make it happen. We can split, stuff to make it affordable for you. So, so yeah, that's something. So Siggy, you come in. I hope you are, because I want to see you there. It'd be lovely to meet you. And yeah, and we can have a kind of special little shout out or something for everyone from this course. Maybe I'll do something special for you. You think? Think about something special that we'll do just for people who've completed this course, kind of have like a little drinks special meetup thing. But yes, so yeah, Above and Beyond, 28th and 29th of.
They're also part of this the whole networking idea, but really, if you don't look at it that way, you look at it more of what you talk about before. Where you go in with the mindset that you are going to help somebody as well. Yes. So, yeah. So how's that a way to think about it?
Yeah. So often people will go to an event and think, right, what can I get out of this? What am I going to get? And actually it's the wrong way to think about it. You want to come into an event, a networking event particularly, and industry events, and think, how can I help somebody in this room? How can I help somebody else? And that is where the magic happens. I promise you. I can't tell you enough.
I know it. I believe it.
If you come to these events, and also that, there's this thing about learning, and yes, you're learning for yourself and you're learning for your career, but also you're learning to share that information, to pass it on, to help other people, because you're going to, 10 years down the line when you're booking Disney, feature films, all of you, and you're like absolutely rocking it in voiceovers, you're going to want to share that information and pass it on. So everything that you're learning, you're going to be sharing. And that's something that we do a lot at the Voiceover Network events, and Above and Beyond is a very special one for that. So it's about helping other people. It's about connecting other people and having fun as well, and just enjoying it. You get to meet the best people in the world. So Siggy says, it would be great, just changing jobs at the moment. So I'll hopefully have stuff settled very soon to know I can show up. Yes, I want you there, Siggy. You've got to come. It's going to be brilliant. And Lynn, have you got your ticket? And everybody else who's Tom and everybody, I want you all there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Just saying, any questions here?
Yes.
Now's the time.
So I've talked about marketing, creating your brand, how to get yourself noticed. I've given you a lot of information, so I'm sure that you've been taking lots of notes, but you can watch this back, and you are getting lots of information over the week. So you will be getting, this week, you'll be getting emails about the importance of social media, goals and planning, and who to contact. And then it will all be over on Friday, and you can join the Voiceover Network and come into the Facebook group, and happy days. But yes, lots going on. We do other online courses. So there'll be an online marketing, voiceover marketing course coming up as well, which I do, which is always very popular. But and
of course, you can keep up in the Facebook group that you're a part of now. Yes. So all of you stay bonded and do your thing there. So Lynn can't make it. Aww.
No. Oh yes, I remember you saying you've got a. That was it. Yeah. Sorry, Lynn. You did tell us that you had a wedding by the pool in Spain.
Sounds lovely.
2 years ago. But yes, no worries at all. You have to come next year. That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm officiating, so can't go. Oh, but yeah, that's
beautiful.
You'll have nice time in Spain, and we have got other things coming up. Can't think of the top of my head, but join us for the webinar on Wednesday, and we come and get involved with the Voiceover Network. On Friday we'll send you, what will happen on Friday is you'll be sent a coupon code and a link to join the Voiceover Network, and because you've done this course, you don't have to worry about all the sort of the voice reels and your experience and training and stuff. You just put a complete guide and all those things. Just write a complete guide, and you will be welcomed into the amazing community that is the Voiceover Network, which is only for voiceover professionals, and it is about helping, supporting, and strengthening the voiceover industry, which is all about helping strengthen your business and your career, and basically having the career that you've always wanted, and empowering people. So that's something we do at the Voiceover Network. It's about empowering voiceover artists. And so that's exciting. Lots and lots you get out of the membership as well. So you've got the online resources, you get access to all the past webinars, we do our events, you get discounts on all our events, and workshops, and we have got quite a few things now that are just for members, so exclusive workshops just for members, and then you get subscription to the Buzz magazine, which is the only magazine in the world dedicated to the voiceover industry. Yes, that's
but what's inside?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. It's gold in here. So lots of articles from top industry professionals with advice, stories, reviews, interviews, loads. So there's tons to get your teeth around, and it really helps. Like people go crazy for the Buzz. So that's exciting. You get discounts on our partners' products and services. So things like equipment for your home studio. It's worth joining just for that. No, I mean, there's other things to join, but so Focusrite equipment, Rode microphones, Studio Bricks,
Vocal Booth to go,
Spotlight. There's loads. So yes, and you get a one-to-one with Rich O'Donoghue, who's our sound engineer as well. So once you set up your home studio, or if you've got it set up, you will get a one-to-one with Rich and he will help make sure that it sounds the best that it can sound. That's all good. And there are other things, and the Facebook group, which is amazing. So yeah, there we go. That's the Voiceover Network. So how are you all doing? Any tips for marketing yourself towards video games specifically? Did you have any special connections or plugs for your Wolfenstein game? Congrats on that, by the way. Thank you very, very much. Yes. So Wolfenstein came out on Friday. Wolfenstein Youngblood, which I'm in, which was so much fun to work on. And I recorded it last summer, actually. That's kind of the weird thing with video games. So it was last summer I first started working on it. It's been a year of me not being able to talk about it because of NDAs. So I can talk about it finally, yes. How did I get that job? Through meeting Tom Keegan at a voiceover network event. Basically, that was it. So Tom Keegan came to Get Your Game On last year. He was a speaker and he ran a workshop for us. And so 2 people from that workshop ended up getting booked for Wolfenstein. So we can't ever guarantee that people get booked for stuff from coming to our events and workshops, but it does happen. It really does. And it's wonderful for these casting directors and producers and agents, because basically they want talent, but when we come in, when we're auditioning or you send an email, they don't get to know you, they don't see you work, and what they want to do is see you work. So which is why the workshops at our events, so Above and Beyond, you get a 2-hour workshop with a casting director. You basically get to go in and show them what you can do, and they get to have a play and redirect you and stuff. But it's absolutely brilliant because both sides are getting to sort of see what the other one's like, and it's like they can see how you work, see what you sound like, and then every casting directors are amazing. They have this kind of database in their brains, they really do, where they remember people and they also write it down and stuff, but yeah, and that comes through like events and workshops. So it's really, really important to do them. Get yourself seen. And so yeah, that's how I got Wolfenstein. How did I get the other video games? My agent has got me a couple of video games. Excellent talent. But again, it's through networking too. So it's
social media
to people in the video game world, going to events. If you want to work in video games, you've got to come to Get Your Game On. So the next Get Your Game On we've got is actually going to be in Los Angeles, which is going to be in February. But we are going to do one in London in June next year. So keep an eye out, and details will be coming out of that soon. That is the best place. I mean, it's just amazing. You meet, the most incredible casting directors and stuff, who then go on to book you for AAA video games like Wolfenstein, which I remember getting the gig and just like, wow, so cool. So yes, so don't you worry, Siggy, you can get into a game like that, absolutely.
There are other levels of experience of voiceovers who have made connections through the Get Your Game On events and things. So
definitely.
You don't have to be 15 years like Rachel's been. You can get that and make those connections and build those relationships.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so in terms of marketing yourself towards video games, video game developers are on Twitter. That's something to know. So Twitter is somewhere that they hang out. Using hashtags like game dev and indie dev are really important on Twitter. And there are more and more companies that are casting through Twitter. So that's good to know. In the UK, there's two big casting kind of video game production companies, and that is OM UK, so OM UK, and that's Mark Esdale, and he's amazing, and he does open casting days for the VoiceOver Network members. So we'll have another one of those. We need to get in contact with him. He does those every so often. So we open it out to members of the VoiceOver Network to go in and have like a 20-minute slot with him, because he's a big supporter. He's a member of the VoiceOver Network, and he's going to be teaching a workshop for us soon. Did I just say that? So Mark Estelle at OM UK, and then Side. Side is another company. So Side, they have studios here in London. They also have studios in Japan. Yeah, Japan. And is it Japan? I think it's Japan. But and also in LA. So Mark also has a studio in LA too. So so they're big players, these guys. It's just good to know that you should definitely go and follow them on social media and reach out to them and just say hey. And then especially with Mark, when you join the Voiceover Network, I'll get you in there. So good. But yes, Mark is always he's always very much involved in Get Your Game On as well. He always comes along and he loves finding talent in the network. So there we go. So those two. The other one's Liquid Violet, which is that's Adam Chapman at Liquid Violet, which is a good contact. And other places, Creative Assembly, who I've worked for before, who were amazing, and they cast a lot of games. They create the games all in-house, but they do all like the Warhammer stuff, Total War Warhammer,
and then just starting out in games might be best to kind of start with the indie game devs.
Yes, so the indie game devs. So there's a game dev map. I can't remember what it's called. There's a game dev map, and basically that good thing with that you could do is looking for smaller game developers, kind of cut your teeth and get into. Go on Game Dev Map and find people local to you in the local area, and that's a really good thing to do because then you can just reach out to them and say, hey, my name's Siggy, I'm a voice actor, I want to get into video games, I see that you're local, do you guys ever use voice actors in your games? That's a good thing to start, because a lot of people, some video game guys don't, some do, guys and girls, and some of them don't because they don't know where to find them. So you may be the right person to kind of go, well, actually, I've never thought about using a voice in my games because I don't know where to get them. Brilliant. I will help you. Maybe if you can write, or you could help cast, or you could help be involved, So that's a really good way. I know lots of voice actors who kind of got into games that way, by going and being helpful. Another thing to do, cutting your teeth in video games, is local universities or courses for game devs. So find some local courses for game devs and call them up and say, I'm a voice actor, I want to get into voicing video games, I want some experience, can I help voice some of your students games? There we go, for free, and get involved with them and see how you can help and see what you can voice for them, just to get some experience. Stuff like that's okay when it's courses and stuff, or like lower, like really early day stuff.
And so, like, if you want to get into radio or something like that, find a local radio station.
Yeah, definitely. Same TV ads or animation, or it's actually finding stuff that's local to you is a really good way to tell people. It's like, oh, I'm local, and it's like, oh, brilliant, we already have something in common. Great. That just kind of helps. I've talked a lot in the last hour. I have given you a huge amount of information. How are you all doing?
A huge amount.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going, can't take any more. Great, good, fantastic. Wonderful. Right, well, on the social media front, I would like you all to make sure you're on social media, please. Can you, so the Voiceover Network social media, Twitter is @NetworkVO, Instagram is _voiceover_network. I am @Rachael Naylor on Twitter, and I am Rachael.Naylor on Instagram. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So yes, those are Twitter handles and Instagram. And please do shout about the workshop if you've enjoyed it. You can use the hashtag VON Workshop, VON Workshop. And with that, I will, if you do put something out, feel free to put a video. If you do a video on Instagram stories, I will re-share it. If you want to talk about this workshop, that'd be a really good idea for you actually to do. If you do an Instagram story and tag the Voiceover Network and tag me, I will retweet it, and the Voiceover Network will retweet it, and it will be shared to thousands of people who are, speakers, casting directors, producers, agents, all of that. So if you wanted to do a little video just saying, I really enjoyed the course, I've learned a lot, or whatever you'd like to say, I would love that. And do put some stuff on social media, and we always make sure we retweet, share, and like your posts. So so that's quite good. A little bit for, it's a bit of shared marketing. We're sharing. It's all good. Yeah, that's it. 3 minutes past 5. I'm going to take a moment, have a lie down before. I'm good. Yes.
But also, everyone utilize that Facebook group. If you've got, you're unsure about your website or your logo or what it is you want to do, ask your group.
Yeah, and if you've got voice reels you want people to listen to. So, and yes, I know those of you who haven't had your feedback yet from, I haven't got all your recordings. Feedback, you will get your feedback this week. Some of you have had it already, I know, but there's a couple of people who haven't. So don't worry, please don't worry. I will get you your feedback by the end of this week. Good stuff. Well, I look forward to seeing you all in the VoiceOver Network Facebook group on Friday when you join. Any questions, please do continue to ping them over. I am always here, and I'm here to support your journey and your career, and I'm so excited, and it's been an honor to have you on this course. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Yet again, use the Facebook group, use me and Lisa. We are here to help and support you, and look forward to seeing lots of you in London as well at the end of September, and also on the webinar on Wednesday. So do join us for the webinar on Wednesday.
It's going to be a fun hour.
It's going to be really fun. So, good stuff. All right, guys. Well, take care, and I will see lots of you on Wednesday on the VoiceOver Hour. Brilliant. Have a great week, and thank you for being part of a complete guide to getting started in voiceovers. I look forward to seeing and hearing you guys on lots of exciting projects in the future. All right, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.